What's going on, guys? It's Robert Revliminer, and today we're back at you with another episode on Beam and Drive. This time we are building a 1200 horsepower Vtec Civic to take on the ultimate boss, the Bugatti, in a drag race. So let's get started right away. As you can see here, I got the body of the Civic done up in clay, and basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building this Civic to be as light as possible, to be a drag race Civic. So first thing we're going to start with is a carbon fiber shell. As you know, carbon fiber is super light, so that's going to definitely help us on the drag strip. We're going to go with the aluminum chassis, front longitudinal engine, and the double wishbone suspension. So once we get that done up, we're going to go ahead and get some lights built out onto the body. We're going to get a grill built into the body, and then we're going to move on and start working on to the door handles, the rear tail lights, and the gas tank cap. So we'll get that in here. We're working on the rear tail lights, getting some tail lights in. This is the gas cap. Getting the gas cap on, some door handles. Gonna get some nice mirrors on there, some carbon fiber mirrors to help with the weight again. Move on, put an exhaust port in here. You can see we put the double in there. We end up changing that at the end to the single. Get one single exhaust coming out the end. Here you can see we're going through putting some rims on the Civic, adjusting the rims so we can get a nice deep dish into them. Nice concavity inward there, so I like the rims with a nice dish, nice lip. Now we got the rims on, we're going to be going through setting up the gear ratios in the car. Once the gear ratios are set, we're setting the tires now, the widths of the tires, the heights of the tires, the tread. And then we're selecting the rims, the rim material. Once we get that done, we're working on the brakes, setting up the brakes, the size of the brakes, the traction control, everything like that. Once we get that done, we're going ahead and putting a glass hood on the Civic. Just a little something for looks. And now we're on to the engine. Let's start getting that Vtec built. So as you can see, we're going with dual overhead cam Vtec. Billet steel block, billet steel crank. All aluminum billet block, billet steel crank. We're going with direct injection. We got a big turbo on this bad boy. We're starting off with, I believe, around 20 pounds of boost just to get us going. Here you can see we're putting some carbon fiber oil pan, carbon fiber timing cover, and this is our first dyno test. So we're only running about 20 PSI boost here, peaking out at around 536 horsepower. Not bad for our first tune, but nowhere's near where we want to be, so it's time to do a little bit more tweaking here. We're at a 9 to 6 to 1 compression, and we were on regular gas there, so we're going to switch this up, get us on some methanol. That'll help with some cooling, and it's going to give us a lot more power. So we're going to go ahead and make the exhaust a little bit bigger, get a little bit more boost into this. Now we're up to 28 pounds of boost. Did a little bit more adjusting. Changing the crank, billet steel crank. We got the titanium pistons. Adjusting the turbo, we're up to 40 PSI of boost now. Now we're up to almost 42 PSI, 45, 50 PSI of boost. Ooh-wee, 55. So let's see what she's going to do on 55 PSI of boost here. Takes a little bit to get up into the horsepower there, but not too bad. We peaked out at 1102 horsepower. And that was on 55 pounds of boost. So we're just going to be doing just a tiny bit more, bit adjusting. We're going to adjust the cam profile, the springs and the lifters. Adjust the fuel map a little bit. And see what we can do here. So 56 pounds of boost, 1,261 horsepower, running 8 to 8 to 1 compression. Not bad. I'm happy with that. Time for our first test. We'll run the bug. See what this thing's going to do. Hopefully we can get her down the track. She's a little squirrely. She wants to spin. It's braking traction. 10.854, not bad. Time for my second test with the Corvette. I did make some gear adjustments before I ran this test. So we're going to see what these gear adjustments are going to do. I can't get no traction. We're dumping it in third and fourth here and hoping for the best. Just letting her eat until we can get some traction and then shifting. So as you can see here, our second test with the Corvette. No problem, we get down to a 9.5. Now it's time for the main boss, the Bugatti. So our fastest time so far is a 9.5. Let's see what we can do here with the Bugatti. Get out to a good start, but we shifted a little early. Bogged us down. That's a 9.581 to his 9.0. So I made some gear changes here. We're going to see what the gear changes do for me. Obviously I shifted there a little early again. We got to let that there third gear rider right out. But the gear change did help me. We're down to a 9.3. I made some more gear changes and here we are again for our fourth run. We got a way better shift out of third. 9.00.3. We beat the final boss. Let's back that up once. That's what we're going to do here, is back that run up. He leaves us on the line peaking for a minute. Get a good launch. Good shift. And we nailed a 8. 8.9 at 162 miles an hour. So we're super happy with that. I built this car in automation. Took me about an hour to do. I cut that video down to about 5 minutes. And then I exported it from automation over into Beam & Drive. And then basically in the tuning menu in Beam & Drive, you can tune the gear ratios of the vehicles. So each time I went out and made a run, I realized that it was spinning too much in the gears. It was peaking out too much. So I lowered the gear ratio. That stopped the spinning and helped me get up the track a little bit more easier. I also dropped the tire pressure. We're running about 6 to 7 PSI in the front tires. So that helps me get a little bit more traction as I'm coming off the line. But even still, as you can see there last going off, I was dumping it in fourth gear. And just riding it out to about 115 mile an hour and then shifting it from fourth to fifth once I was starting to get a little bit of traction and then going from there. So with that said, I had a lot of fun building this here Civic and putting it to test to see if I can get it to beat the drag boss there. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. Like the video, comment, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching and have a good day.